There we go. Happy Easter, everybody. 1 week down in reintroducing hard stuff. 6 workouts. 5 of them were retests. Today's was knees to elbow, swings, push-ups, box jumps, back extensions, and lunges. 3 rounds, 21 reps each. Kind of weird doing odd number reps on lunges when you have a bilateral, I don't know if that's the right word. You have a movement that have both limbs. And then additionally the swings that I did were Russian instead of American. Of those 6 retests, 4 of them were better, 5 retests, 3 improved, 2 didn't. Yeah. I was talking to Seisha about this last night in regards to growth and improvement, and you've made that decision in your life to get better, to take on a new set of skills, to take on a new adventure, a new endeavor. It's gonna be hard and it's gonna suck in the beginning, and if you decide to live your life that way, it's always going to be challenging mentally, and you're always going to be struggling with quote-unquote, what we talked about earlier this week, imposter syndrome, which there's no such thing. You're just new. And so people have this expected timeline on developing skill sets, and those expectations can become a precursor to just resentment and frustration. It was just to put into context, and I always like to use applicable skills such as learning a language, or playing an instrument, or learning to cook, or things like that. It's like, if you've worked at it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, a couple hours here and there, it's like probably not going to be as good as you think you should be. We was talking about last night is like, what if Lenora came up to you and said, "Mom, I don't feel good enough." It's like, I'm just not good enough. Like, what would you tell her? And working through that, and it's like, if you're a parent and you have kids, you may experience that. I don't know, maybe your kid will be a rock star, I don't know, but at some point, sometime, your children, your teenager, your whatever may come up to you and say, it's like, I don't feel good enough. It's like, I'm not good enough, I suck. And at that point in moment, what are you going to say? And will it hold validity? If you're somebody who has given up easily or at all, and they see that, and they've never seen you work through adversity, and they've never seen you overcome your own negative headspace, how much validity do you think that you will hold when giving them advice? Because your kids are watching. And they're not stupid, they're actually more intelligent than ever. So many times I talk with people and they're like, man, I want to be a great example for my children. Well, be a great example for your children. And that has everything to do with your attitude. That has everything to do with your outlook. That has everything to do with your perspective. That has everything to do with your work ethic. That has everything to do with the way that you talk to yourself and think to yourself, and talk to other people and love other people and open up and be vulnerable with other people, to let them know that, you know what, you're not infallible. You are and will make mistakes. We go through life so many times trying to be perfect. We go through life so many times like not trying to lose. We go through life so many times just like to win everything, and that's not going to happen. You will fail over and over again. And some of you out there just have a real hard problem with that. And you're so scared of failing, even though it's inevitable. And that fear is actually holding you back from either A, starting, or B, to keep going. Because, I don't know, maybe you're afraid of somebody judging you or what they may think of you, or their 2 cents, or maybe you feel like you're wasting your time. Having the balls to go pursue something that you deem is worthwhile is not a waste of time. going through your life day in, day out, doing the same old stuff, knowing the outcome, and having what we talked about the other day, magical thinking that something's going to change just because, that's a waste of time. Go through the struggle, go through those emotions, ask for help, and keep working. Or not. It's up to you. But there will be that time when your children come up to you and they're desperate for love, and they're desperate for help, and they're desperate for acknowledgement, and they're desperate for a sign of encouragement. Maybe they'll come to you, maybe they won't. Depends. Are you the type of person that they look up to? You got to look at yourself in the mirror, and if you're not, let's get to work. Let's get to work. Happy Easter, guys. I'm gonna go shower.